I will always remember 1 year ago. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Michelle's Opinions. Today I am joined by my daughter, Shannon. This is her first cameo on a live stream. She's a little bit nervous. We took a swim earlier today, and while we were taking our swim, some interesting questions came up. Looks like it may be buffering, but I've got a green light, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. We'll get it all lined out very quickly for you. So, anyways, this one we're going to talk about her newly awakened, what's going on with her. Also, with the things that she observed during my awakening, starting from when she was very young. It's pretty interesting when we think about our children and how it affects our children and what they actually observe when they're watching these transitions begin for us. So, some of the things we were talking about when we went swimming that she brought up was the planet, that there's a planet coming. And I also need to hear your sound. Are you guys hearing us okay? I want to make sure the sound quality is good for you.
I'm not even talking.
I know, that's why I need to hear.
Oh.
Okay, what was the planet that you were talking about in the pool?
The Nibiru?
Nibiru. So she's asking about Nibiru, and what else were you talking about in the swimming pool? What'd you call this place? Oh my gosh, you are so scared right now.
No, why are you doing this? I don't remember, Mom.
Okay, she was talking about, pretty much all of those rabbit holes that we all go down, all those falsities that we all, come into our awareness as we're going through the process of awakening. So, but I don't want to put words in her mouth. I want her to speak for herself. So let's give her some time to calm down. Shannon, there's really not many people in the room right now. Most people watching on the playback, and it's very late. So just act like it's just you and me talking, and we're in the swimming pool. So you were talking about Trump pennants, and but we can't. We're not going to go political with that. But what are the things that that you see going on in your world now that's making you kind of question what's going on?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't think the world it is today was back how it was back in the day. I think they're brainwashing us now and making us think something different than how it used to be several years ago.
Right. Right. And see, those are some of the rabbit holes that we go down. Okay, they say they can hear very well. Good. Do you remember? Now we're going to go into a little bit of a memory, and then hopefully she'll get a little more comfortable in front of the camera and start talking more comfortably, like she was with me in the swimming pool, about what she's observing going on around her. Do you remember when we lived on the house on Osage?
Mm-hmm.
You were about 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. Third grade.
Third grade. Okay. What did I used to do? What do you remember? What I used to do?
Sell Mary Kay.
No,
Or
I
not
mean,
Mary Kay.
what did I do to you while you were sleeping in the middle of the night?
Rub between my eyes.
Not when you were a baby. Do you remember me coming to
Yes,
get you?
whenever we would have dreams and nightmares and
Yeah, when I didn't know what was going
Yeah.
on. When I started lucid dreaming and leaving my body, I would go get her and have her sleep with me. And what would I tell you to do when I would bring you in to sleep with me? What would I tell you to do? You remember?
brush your hair.
No, if I started to murmur or like try to speak, I wanted you to wake me up.
Oh yeah.
I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that's when I first started having the lucid dreaming, and I told you guys about it, that the doctor just gave me this magic pill, and
Help
to
you stop dreaming all the time.
to have me stop dreaming. Didn't work. I still dreamed. I had dreams, and I still was getting my daughter
But not as often. Just probably every other night.
every other night. Yeah, because it was that lucid and that profound, and it continued going on, and then. Okay, what did you observe with my wake up in 2012, where I got the big whammy?
I was shocked.
Yeah, it was
Whenever-
scary. Huh?
Yeah. Whenever Dad was telling me everything about it, I was, wow. It was a eye opener. It was, for me, it was confusing, but to this day now, I'm starting to kind of understand what you're going through and everything. But it took a while.
Honey, it took me a while too. I mean, it is a confusing time. And part of the reason that a lot of us are stepping forward and talking about this is for, like, how you're going through this right now, to put it out there so it's easier on people that are just waking up to what's going on around them, to the
Yeah.
falsehoods. Because I don't want people to wake up the same way I did.
No.
It was kapow. Everything
Plus-
was upside down.
Plus, you didn't know nothing about it beforehand, so you were all brand new to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you remember when that spiritual feeling would come over and I would speak that language, what you would say to me?
You're crazy.
You were telling me to be quiet.
Yeah.
So whenever I was praying in what I would call at that time the Holy Spirit, she was telling me to be quiet. And then I found out from a couple, it was actually 3 different pastors, that I was speaking in Hebrew. I don't know how to speak Hebrew. I don't know, any foreign languages, but it would drive her nuts.
Yeah.
She'd be trying to sleep and I would go into meditation, and then it would just overcome me. And then she'd be like, Mom, be quiet.
Yeah.
What else do you remember? Okay, so you knew that I was having the dreams. Well, you remember, when we were swimming, you were talking about having deja vu.
Yes.
She is going through deja vu, which a lot of us are going through deja vu. You felt that deja vu was,
A glitch in the matrix.
and like a change, or what else do you have to add to that?
I don't know.
I know, I've caught her off guard. By the way, my daughter's name is Shannon. I don't know if I told you guys that. She's 27 years old, and she's here visiting with me for a little while, taking a break. We all need our go-to place where we can find some peace and some calm, and she finds it here. So, yeah.
With my mommy.
With your mommy. So, and these things were coming up while we were swimming. So, of course, you know me. I pulled a Suso on her, and I asked her, what weapon was the Scarecrow carrying in The Wizard of Oz? What was your answer?
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork. And when I told her that he's carrying a gun now,
I didn't believe her. I was like, no, he's not.
No. Did you look that up yet?
No.
Okay, you will.
Yeah, I need to.
There's so much going on. So what do you think is causing all these changes now that you're seeing them? You watched me go through this process, and it was 19 years basically since 3rd grade to where you're at now.
Yeah.
I always say 18 or 17 years, but it actually probably was a little bit longer than what I think, because I do remember when I think about it, going and getting you and having you come and sleep with me, because of I was leaving my body. I was looking down over myself and seeing the positions I was sleeping in, and I would try to speak, and then I would tell her, if I make any sound at all, wake me up, because I didn't have any idea what the heck was going on. I mean, I didn't have any book study. I wasn't taught this in church. There was no background in it. It just started happening. So, okay, I kind of bird walked off of what we were talking about. We were talking about the glitch in the matrix, and we were talking about other things in the swimming pool too, about the deja vu, and like how you have choice, and when you could suffer deja vu when you make a different choice.
Yeah.
So and how do you feel about with all these changes going on around us? On how much say so do you think you have now, or are learning that you have now that's going on around you?
I think you have a lot of say so on what's going on around you, but me personally, I don't know. I'm still young. I still don't really know what's going on or anything, and I'm still learning as I go. But I don't know.
Well, a lot of times people we were brought up to think that the outside world influences us. But
Yes.
what we're starting to understand is we actually influence the outside world. So it's an interesting thing because in 2012 when it hit me hard, it was like I felt like everything was inverted and upside down. Well, it was. If I'm thinking the outside world affects me, then that's inverted and upside down. So, how do you feel about that? Do you feel more as you're going through this, and I know you're just now kind of getting a concept of it, because I know I scared the bejeebers out of you.
Yes.
So, as this is going on with you, and now you've seen the outcome, do you feel you'll be more at peace at moving forward into discovering yourself?
Yes. I just don't want it all to hit me at once like it hit you. So that's
Well,
why I'm trying to understand what you're going through and see what you're going through to see if I was going through it. But yeah, I just hope it doesn't hit me all at once like it hit you.
well, don't you feel kind of comfortable that you have somebody to talk to?
Yes.
So at least you
Mhm.
got somebody to come and talk to you that understands
Yeah.
and can guide you through. Because we all have that scary part, and there's no need to be scared now. Because I'm gonna have to start looking forward because I don't think they can hear. It's good that you're looking forward. You're doing great. It's me that keeps looking over at you. Let's see if anybody has any questions for her. Yeah, the awakening is painful. I did suffer even more than ever, says Dominic Sapoito. Nice. Hi, Glowing. Hi, Darla222. Hi, Luther. Let's say hi to people in the room. Hi, Bella Lacron. How is everybody? And then, like I said, this is my daughter. She's 27, and she, from a young child, um, watched me go through this process. And I actually used to, I was a single mom, working a few jobs, trying to make ends meet. But I would go and get her and bring her into my room and have her sleep in my bed. There was a comfort level there just knowing that somebody else, if I start to try to murmur or something, and she could hear me, she could wake me up. Because I didn't understand what was going on. I mean, I just didn't. And like I said, I was traveling outside of my body. I was looking down at myself. I was going all these crazy places. I was seeing these fascinating but terrifying things at the same time. Not like world ending events, but places I've never seen before. Like, a pizza dream would be something I either watched or a memory or something like of that nature. These weren't like that. I was seeing stuff that I'd never seen before, had no idea what was going on. And whenever I was going on these trips, I wanted somebody to wake me up. And I've talked to you guys about that when we're off on these trips, to not worry because our physical being is safe. We'll wake up immediately if somebody comes into the room, your alarm clock, goes off or anything. Boom, we come right back. So, hi, Chris. That's Chris Carter. How you doing? Doesn't she look beautiful? Doesn't she just look gorgeous? Darla222 was triggered. What triggered your awakening? I got here late. Sorry if that was answered. Darla, to tell you the truth, I didn't have a trigger. It just started happening. There really wasn't anything going on. I was just
A full-time mom, working all the time.
yeah, it's just normal every day, paying my bills, doing my thing, and all of a sudden, lucidity came, prophetic dreams and visions, and it was crazy. I'm grabbing my, 7-year-old until she was 9, and putting her into bed with me because I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I knew I wanted her to wake me up. Because I was like, oh, help me.
Right. Then I got too used to sleeping with her every night, and it became a habit.
Yeah, she got spoiled with that, and then
Yep.
that ended up being where she thought she needed to go every night.
Yep. Even though she didn't want me there, I still was there.
Beating on that door. No.
Yep.
So, and we were talking about other things. So, knowing that we have choice, then, like what's going on in us, with our heart being prepared and our getting our house in order and creating what is going on around us with the choice and the sovereignty we have. That's a whole different way of looking at life, a whole different way of viewing how things can transpire for you in your life. Don't you think that's beneficial for you to go through the process?
Yes.
So you can be self-empowered and use every God-given gift that you have them in you. You just need to begin to understand them and utilize them.
Yep. Instead of being stuck not knowing what's going on. Or not wanting to try to know what's going on.
And you remember last October, I was looking at having surgery, back surgery.
Yes.
And then I got a phone call and a windfall, and now what do we got?
A swimming pool in the backyard.
Uh-huh. And
Nice swimming pool.
And nice, and we're talking about manifestations and things like that in your life. A swimming pool benefits a lot more people than me having back surgery about causing my family to go bankrupt, right? So yeah, with the things we do to our poor children, because she had to witness all that, but she's seen the process, she's seen the outcome, she's seen the changes, she's seen the manifestation, she's seeing the things happening for the better. So the fear for her to go through it is pretty much diminished. Yes?
Yeah.
You got quieter now that Chris is in here.
I know. I'm reading what he's writing.
Chris, what is he writing? What's the best way to ask a girl out? I got moderators in there, and Chris, they will remove your comments. No, we know him. Don't worry about it. Just leave Chris be as long as he's not using any bad words. We love you, Chris.
Best friend forever.
And Enlightened Self, I want to talk to him. He's supposed to email me because he was sharing a dream that he had on another friend's channel. The only difference in the dream was the luminaries. I saw 3 suns, and he was in more of a darker status. Mine's actually posted on this channel under the dream playlist. If you want to check that out, and we can swap notes on that because there was a group of people with me there. I don't know who they all were, but we were all walking this path around this field together. But you'll see that in the dream. It was very synchronistic when you were on with Michelle. It was very interesting. Legitimate question. Yes, Chris, we know. My daughter is beautiful and she's single, but I'm not raffling her off.
Definitely not on YouTube.
No, she will find true love, and I have faith in that. And when the right man comes, she'll know. So we covered that the Nibiru, and what did you tell me? How big is Nibiru? What was your thoughts on that?
Oh, I over exaggerated the first time, and I said like 13,000 times bigger, but it's actually probably about 4 times bigger than the planet Earth.
And you said you actually have seen this.
Yes, I got it in a telescope and looked at it. Yes, it's nice. It's pretty.
And what do you think? Does it have the wings like everybody shows it with?
No.
What does it look like?
Honestly, from down here, it looks like it's a orangish red color, but it's really not. It's actually a gray colored planet, and it looks like there's like all kinds of I don't know, like little particles floating around it. Like, you know how,
Like Jupiter?
yes, how it has that ring around it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of has that, but it's just like little particles of stuff.
Are you sure you're not looking at Jupiter? Because
No,
we all are on the same side right now.
You know, I'm looking at that big orange planet that looks like it's, yeah, in the sky.
Okay, so it is kind of orange.
Yeah, but we think it's the other planets around it reflecting off of it.
What do you think that planet is going to do?
I don't know. I've heard that the planet came around probably about 50 some odd years ago, and it disappeared for 50 some odd years, and now since it's back around, everybody's saying, "Oh, dig shelter," but if it's gonna hit us, it's gonna hit us. But I don't think it's going to. I think it's just here for a second, and it's gonna be gone for another 50 some odd years, and then come back around again, and
Well, they talk about a planet that's on a 3,600 elliptical. So every 3,600 years, we'll cross paths with it.
okay, it's not that one then.
Oh, okay.
Well, they
so
said
this
they'd
is something
seen it
different.
about 50 years ago. They said, or I don't know. I only know what I know on YouTube. Where I live, there's no TV, so
And we know what TV does.
yeah.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that, Shannon? Now that you're waking up to the system, to the paradigm there of being programmed, how do you feel about television, the news, and the things that are being told to you now? What do you think about it? What do you think you're going to do now from here on out to improve that for yourself?
I don't watch TV at all. I think TV rots your brain. I cannot watch TV. I haven't owned a TV in probably about 5 years, but YouTube, mainly all the stuff I know that's going on nowadays is on YouTube, but I only watch the Fox YouTube because everything else you can't really believe.
Fox News?
Yeah.
That's still news.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Why will it's just I look up certain things and I believe there's certain things that they say, but I just don't watch like the everyday news, like the criminal history and stuff like that. I don't really worry about that. I just worry about what's going on around us, like the government. I'm trying to, because I don't know much about the government, but I'm trying to learn as I go about what the president's trying to do or stuff like that. But other than that, I just, whenever something gets popped in my head, I just look it up and it tells me. But then I look at different things though. Like I won't just based on one person telling me one thing. I have to look and see what other people are saying about it and keep an open mind on it.
So you're keeping an open mind.
Yes.
You're not sitting there taking whatever they're spoon feeding you
No.
as truth. You're
No.
seeking.
Yes.
And how many times have I told you to seek within?
A lot, my whole life.
The truth resides within you.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a lot of channels, even like what I've got going on, that are trying to help people through this process. Where instead of looking outwardly, that you're looking inwardly
Yeah.
to find the information. Because when you look at us in a quantum level, and I don't want to confuse you on this. I'm going to stay right where I can keep you, understanding. We overlap each other. Like let's say in the flower of life, this is you, this is your circle, okay? And then I'm linked into your flower life. You're still there. And then Tyler is, and then your spouse, and then your best friends, and then, all your different areas, okay?
Yes.
So you in the center, whatever it is that you do, affects all of these people because they're attached to you by their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So one of the big parts of this is to learn responsibility and think about how we affect our loved ones that are directly affected. Because then what it does is they are their own circles and they have their own, and it does like a ripple effect
Yes.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're getting this understanding within each of us, then we're taking back our control, we're taking back our sovereignty, and creating something that is good for everybody. No more, hierarchies or anything like that. We're going to, bring it back to equality for all.
Yeah.
Is that what you feel like is going on within you right now, that you're
Yes.
learning how to get back to taking control of your life and stirring up the gifts that are within you? You've always had gifts within you. Even as a young baby, you showed, intuition. You're like a chameleon type with the empathy. You can feel what's going on around you, so then you can blend in with whatever is going on.
Yep.
It's just a matter of discerning what is your energy and what is somebody else's.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anybody have any questions for her? Christian, we're not all going to die. Maybe our, I think about the Mayan countdown calendar. And it even says in scripture that we're to follow the water bearer. Okay. We're going out of Pisces and we're on the dawning of a new age, which is Aquarius. So it's not that we're all going to die. We're all going into a new age of understanding. And in this golden age of understanding, we're going to know and apply everything that we have within us will be activated. It's not going to be pushed down anymore. We're bringing it all back up and utilizing it for the best of all mankind. We have to get our own house in order first. And once we get our own house in order, then we can help with affecting other people. So it all has to start, even when for love. You can't unconditionally love somebody unless you love yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, very true.
So if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else.
Nope.
So if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of somebody else?
Exactly.
That's why it has to start with us. That's why it is a unique, narrow path that we are on individually, because what I need done in me is different than what she needs in her. And she's much younger, so there's not a lot, to work out, a lot of old stuff to purge out. The heavy indoctrinations that I had within me are not within her. I think the younger generation is lucky in that regard. What do you think?
Yeah.
Are you reading the chat? Are you busy reading the chat? I have a question. Shannon, would you go on a date with me?
Okay, Chris, you're being blocked.
Oh, that reminds me of something else that she said while we were swimming. What did you say about the aliens and...
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and share that story with them.
Somebody told me that we are an experiment gone wrong by the aliens. That the aliens put us on Earth and we overpopulated and it got out of control and now they can't stop it.
I've heard that theory too. How many of you guys have heard that theory? That we were an experiment, or that aliens are abducting us to do experiments.
Yeah.
But the thing is we all have that spark in us. That source energy is within us. That Christ-like consciousness. The gifts that we have. The intuition, the empathy, the prophetic side to it. The deja vu, where we change in patterns. We always constantly have choices to make. Are we going to choose love, or are we going to choose fear? It always boils down to two simple questions. Is this person doing something that is in service to others, or is it in service to self? That's one question. The other one is this out of fear, or is this out of love? So if I'm telling you, if you don't believe the way I do, you're going to go to hell. Well, I'm trying to scare you and use fear tactics to control you. So, but if you're using love, you're not trying to control somebody.
Yeah.
So those are two questions to ask yourself when anything is presented in front of you. Just two simple questions. And you can make a good, healthy, critically thinking choice before you make one.
Yeah. That's why I'm taking a break and over here.
Yeah, she's over here relaxing. I don't know how much longer we're going to be on because I can feel her nerves.
My smiles. I know I'm nervous. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But then again, mothers, you all know this. Fathers, you all know this. When we talk about the flower of life and how we're interlinked with our children, you can sense, you hear those stories about the mother knowing there's something wrong with her daughter, or the mother knowing there's something wrong with her son. It's because we are connected.
Yeah.
We are connected. And I'm going to do a video about this connection that we have with one another, and why sometimes we can get hit with, like the dream that I had, with ricochets, because we get affected by things that are, we may not be the target, but somebody that we love is the target. And since they got hit, we also catch some of the fallout. Okay, Glowing says, yes, I think it is to make us feel less than, so we aren't powerful. But we are powerful. Oh my gosh, we're unlimited potential. And, you know, although it may have been scary for her to watch some of these things that I went through, hey, some of it, and I have been completely honest with you guys, some of it has scared the bejeebers out of me. When I said I got bonked upside the head, you know, to get to work in 2012, I mean, I got bonked upside the head and put to work because apparently I wasn't on my life's path, or either if I was on my life's path, I wasn't doing it expediently enough with the downtime that I was allotted from the accident. I was to be using that time to be doing the inner work, and instead of worrying about the outside world affecting me, I realized that I actually affect the outside world. It's just you know, and it scared my family, it scared my mother, and I don't ever want to do that to them again. But now I have a handle on it. I've got a better understanding. And so a part of this, the motivator behind this, is because I don't want anybody to scare their relatives or to get hit hard, you know, with this awakening like I did, and not have anywhere to go to get answers or help. We know we get the answers from within, but when you don't know that, and you're still like 1 foot into the programming, as you're tipping your toe out into the water, into the freedom, you don't know. So by having synchronicities and listening to other people, just giving testimonies, it's a blessing. Oh my gosh, it's such a blessing. Candy Cupcake, she said, you are amongst those who are loving and accepting. Remember that in the future. No judgment passed in this community. That's right. That's right. Glowing's me, the alien story. You heard the alien one too? You know, I think that is a pretty common one, that, you know, that we were created by aliens or something, and now we've overpopulated and that they don't know what to do.
Now it does trying to capture them.
Yeah, so I'm not, you know, I have no opinion on that one way or another. I try to stay in the present. I know that there's a lot of things being unlocked within us, you know, with our chakra system. People call it chakra. People call it Holy Spirit. People call it Kundalini. The different labels doesn't really bother me when the results are the same. I know I've received a new heart. My heart is expanded so big I can link up with other people. I can tell when people are being honest with me. My children don't really like that part. The honesty barometer is really kicked up into high gear. My sense of smell is very heightened, so there was no getting away with coming home, even though I smoke cigarettes. They came home smoking cigarettes when they were little, I knew. Could
Or
you
drinking
get
alcohol.
even a
gosh.
sip? Even if they only had a sip of beer, I could tell that they had something to drink.
Before we even got home.
Yep.
She's like, I smell alcohol. The radar would go off.
Yep. So these things are enhancements to our five senses, plus the sixth sense with the, you know, prophetic, linking back up with God, source, creator of all. And then realize we were actually never disconnected. We just had a disconnect. Usually it's between our heart and our head. Our heart will want to do some crazy stuff sometimes, even though our head's like saying, no logic. But when you get them in sync and you are in one accord, things start to transpire and you remove doubt If people try to create doubt in your mind, then those are people that you kind of need to back away from too, because when that doubt comes in, it can mess up anything you're trying to manifest if you allow that doubt to take root in you. Test all things. We test all things, and then we, whether we have a white lab coat on or not, we're always testing what is being opened up to see what the results are. And when you see results and then they're consistent results, well, then you just, tested it. Now, it may not work within everybody. If they've got any little bead of doubt in them, they won't have the same results. But if you've got one person who's testing it in different areas of the world, or, and I'm talking about what I see is when I'm feeling good and everything is wonderful, it reflects in my skies. So we call it the Merkaba. I'm doing a series, a short series on the Merkaba, the vehicle, the energetic vehicle that we all travel around in, that we're way more than we think we are. Well, if you're able to test that within yourself, no matter where you go, and you get the same results, well, then you've tested it for yourself. You've proved it to yourself. And that's the one we need to worry the most about, because that removes doubt that anybody else could put in the way,
Yeah.
So if you know that you know that you know for yourself, then nobody can put doubt in you.
Never. It's true though.
Yeah. So how you feeling? Can you go for a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got anything else to add? I know there's things going on in your mind you want to share. You're completely welcome. Everybody here is super duper sweet. Everybody here has been through it to some degree or another. So you're amongst friends. So what do you got going on?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean like supernaturally stuff that you're just like, what? But what? Not your personal life. You just
No,
think
I know.
you don't need to worry about
I
your
feel like
personal.
I'm overcoming everything. I figured that being a one-man team is a lot better than being a two-man team. So I can think for myself and not have others think for me.
Yeah, because of that's where you get your information from.
Yeah.
From inside. That's good. That's good. And when you find the right person, they'll be a compliment to you, not somebody that you feel like you need to have.
Yes.
That's that flower of life thing again. You want to make sure that you surround and give your heart to the right people.
Yeah.
Because it affects you.
Yeah. And I'm a very gullible person to an extent. But there's
Trusting.
yeah, I trust everybody and believe everybody, but there's those times where you can tell when somebody is BSing.
So you're waking up to being able to see intentions behind
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That are just, oh my God, phenomenal. And they see what the heck is going on within them and what's going on all around them. What is Shane's show tonight? Is it his call-in show? Don't spank Bagster.
I have food right there, Mom. He's trying to attack it, and he's over here saying, "Can I please have it?"
No, Bagster, you cannot. Just give him
Yeah.
pets and he'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, I think, let's see, today is Saturday. So I don't know if his is this call-in show or if it is, which is the same as what we do. Normally I come on earlier, but with my daughter, we got to kind of play with the schedule to meet the needs of what's going on with her and what's going on with me. So you don't really need it because we're not having any more calls.
He wants to be on TV too, Mom.
He wants to be on TV. Yeah, my dog,
No, we're not.
Baxter.
No, it's my doggy. You can't
Oh, global. I thought I'm reading that like that's who's on the show with them. Okay, Derek Brose and Jeffrey Daugherty. I watched him when he was the Christian whistleblower, and now he's morphed into a completely different person too. So we do get to see the, transition through people. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. You guys are all amazing. I love you guys all so very, very much. Let's see, I'm going to mute the desktop because that is done. And say goodbye. Oh, Baxter's up here saying hello.
Bye.
You guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I love you guys all so very much. I appreciate your time. Darla, amazing, amazing things are happening within you. I cannot wait to hear from you again.
Tell her I said good day.
She can hear you.
Oh.
Say goodbye.
Have a good day.
Okay.
A woman was killed in a crash south of Bakersfield tonight. It happened around 8:30. According to the CHP, the driver of a BMW was exiting southbound Highway 99 at Copus Road. He failed to stop at a stop sign, and the BMW was hit on the passenger side by a pickup truck heading east on Copus. The female passenger died at the scene. Her name has not been released.